What's going on, everybody? It's Cody. Welcome back to the channel. 4-game WNBA Sunday afternoon slate start time. Middle of the afternoon, I should say. 5K to first. A bit disappointing, but there is the Game 2 of the NBA Finals that night, so it is what it is. I'm getting this video out fairly early on Saturday afternoon, just with the late game. I want to watch it. Then the UFC card starts. I know I'll be pretty busy tonight, so wanted to get this out as quick as I could. I ended up playing 2 lineups today. One, I'd mentioned how much I like Wnba for value. She was fine. By far the best value for New York. But Tiffany Mitchell come in higher owned than Wnba for some ungodly reason, and actually got there. Outscored Wnba by I think like 2 points. Nothing crazy, but just tilting for someone that's a 0.5 fantasy point per minute player. In this line, I've double stacked the spend ups with AT and Stewie. Down game for both, really. I mean, AT almost ripped off a triple double at under 40 fantasy points. Not ideal. Got Cheyenne Parker here. I mentioned how I was high on her. Camila Cardoso just got announced as a starter, so obviously high on her. Marina Mabry, big upside for tournaments. In my other lineup, I ended up making it a little bit contrarian. I did go AT, and then Sabrina came in about what I expected. I expected her to be under-owned compared to the last couple slates with Salute out. Double punted with the Chicago bigs, Kennedy Carter and Tina Charles. Could also make pivot to like Ryan Howard, Cheyenne Parker, but didn't want to overextend myself to Cheyenne Parker. But we'll see how those finish up. I entered a couple sats to try and win Queen of the Court tickets or the 333 contest ticket. We'll see how it ends up, but odds for the games tomorrow: Washington at New York, 13.5 point spread, over under 159.5. Mercury at the Wings, 2.5 point spread, over under 164.5. Storm Lynx, 2.5 point spread, over under 162.5. Aces Sparks, 15 point spread, over under 164.5. So let's get started with this first game on the slate. On the Washington side, Sykes out. Would not expect. She has not been ruled out yet, but she's not going to play. Atkins, 8-6. Have no issues playing her. She finally had a good game, 34 fantasy points. This is the upside that she brings. Offense is hers to do what she wants. 11 peripheral stats. You love to see that. 21 shots. Love to see that. If this game is going to stay even remotely close, it's going to be on her back. She's had a good game against New York earlier this year. Absolutely no issues playing her in tournaments. Aaliyah Edwards up to 7,500. Assuming Shakira Austin is out again, would have interest in Aaliyah Edwards. Minutes did go back down to about what I expected, around 30. She did not shoot 10 of 12 from the field. Still grabbed a ton of rebounds. Would be one of the best mid-range plays, assuming Shakira Austin is out. Van Loo, 6.8K. She had a better game. Still didn't like blow anybody away, but the assist numbers are always there. If she gets some other peripherals and shoots well, she can get there, but not someone I'm that interested in. Dolson has played really well these past couple games compared to the earlier part of the season when she had started to dip and struggle a bit. No issues playing her. She could play high 20s minutes, maybe even push for 30. She shot 7 of 10. That's not going to happen again, but put up a 30 bomb. Don't mind her if you're playing a bunch of lineups, having her in 1 or 2. Samuelson, purely scoring dependent. If you want to play her, fine. I'm not paying over 6K for her. Hines Allen saw 17 minutes, had a good game. Her minutes are just everywhere. If Austin's in, I have no interest. If Austin is out, you can take shots on her in large field tournaments. Walker Kimbrough, minutes were cut in half this last game. They're just not secure. You just don't know how many minutes she's going to play. On average, she's going to play mid-teens. is pretty scoring dependent. I mean, the peripherals are just not consistent whatsoever. She's an okay value if you have to play her. Melbourne, the minutes have evaporated. She only played 4 minutes this past game. Actually played decent when she was out there. I don't know what happened. Sometimes she gets a second rotation, but if she only gets one, she's probably going to kill you, even though she's cheap. No interest in Richards or Ingsler. On the Liberty side, Stewie, 12K. She had a down game today. This matchup is exceptional for her. I would absolutely love her at 12K. I have no issues, cash or GPPs. Sabrina, 10-5, would really like her, assuming Slate is still out. And they mentioned it on the broadcast that she is away from the team. So I would expect her to be out at least one more game. If we get news, I'll mention it in the live stream tomorrow. If we get news that she's in, it will change some things. John Quill, 9,800, absolutely nuked against Connecticut today. That's just what she can do. She has massive, massive upside. This is a great spot for her. Would have no issues playing her in tournaments. Same with Benaj Delaney. Pretty much everyone here would be good tournament plays. Benaj Delaney, if she hits her shots, she has a safe floor with a decent ceiling. Thornton, 6,100, probably a no-go for me. Just not asked to do a lot. She just needs to shoot the lights out to really get there. Just further proof that her 40 bomb was an absolute farce of a game, never to be seen again. I would just much rather pay way less for Phoebich, who's a lot better of a floor spacer. She just does everything. I've been preaching that this girl can ball. She can play. She's playing over Burke now. If Slate is out, would really like Phoebich for value. Nobody else on the team really have any interest in for value. Moving on to the second game, Phoenix at Dallas. On the Phoenix side, Clea Copper, 10K, put up a 50 bomb this last time out. The usage is there. I was kind of worried with BG coming back and Rebecca Allen coming back. The price is a bit steep. I think all of them are still priced up a little bit too high. The starters that have played all year. She's playing low 30s minutes though, and if this usage is going to keep up, she's perfectly fine in tournaments because she's shown a 50-point ceiling, and this is with everyone playing. I really don't mind Copper for tournaments. I think she's a great contrarian spend up. Cloud, 9,300. She's fine. She's going to get you the peripheral stats. She just isn't going to shoot much when everyone is healthy. Just not asked to do a lot on the offensive end, but dish the ball. She's going to pitch in the peripheral stats. She's a good defender. Have no issues with her as a contrarian tournament play, but not someone I'm forcing in. Really no interest in DT unless it's just large field tournaments and you're playing a bunch of lineups. She put up 19 shots. So, I mean, the shots are there. Shot 1 of 7 from 3. She is purely scoring dependent. Yeah, she'll pop for 5 or 6 rebounds here and there, but just the assist numbers are gone. She's not a good defender. She has a really low floor. Big ceiling if she hits a lot of her shots, but it's just so few and far between. It is a good matchup though, so if you land on her and want to play her, go for it. BG, 7,700, I do have interest in because I was not expecting her to play 21 minutes in her first game back. I was expecting around 12 to 15. She played 21. I'm expecting right around 20 minutes again, maybe tick up to 23, 24 in a close game. Played really well. She looked to be moving well, and they're going to need her size in this matchup. I love the price for her. Went down $500. I love her for tournaments. Mac, no interest playing the backup 5 behind Griner. She's going to play high teens minutes, and at 7,600 just not worth that price tag. Same with Sophie, 6,900. Minutes went way down. She's back to around 20. That's going to top it out for her. 6,900 is just too much when you can pay $1,500 less and play Rebecca Allen, who's going to see right around the same amount of minutes, maybe a few more. If the shot's falling, she can have a good game. Not someone I'm like super interested in, but that price is solid for her minutes, and the matchup is good. No interest in anyone else on the bench. Sutton saw 14 minutes but didn't do anything with those minutes with everyone back and healthy. No interest in Dixon, Harrigan, or Birch. On the Dallas side, Urike, 10.8K. I mean, she's going to play practically the entire game and put up over 20 shots a game. So her floor is uber safe. Her ceiling is massive. She shot 0 of 9 from 3. Back home for this game, she can put up a massive, massive score on any slate. The peripheral stats were down, only got 5. If she can put up 10 plus peripheral stats, the sky's the limit for what score she can put up. Big T, 9.1K. She's fine. She's always in play for tournaments. Played 30 minutes. You love to see the minutes ticking back up to that 30 range. Only shot 1 of 6. Not ideal, but she has 40-point upside, so don't mind her as a contrarian tournament play. Mo Billings, 8,900. She's fine. I think the price is starting to get to a point where you're not, it's not going to kill you to fade, but the minutes are just so secure. I mean, she was in foul trouble almost immediately, and they just left her out there. They trust her to play just huge minutes, and that's hard. That's hard to just pass by. I mean, 8,900 for someone who's going to play high 30s minutes, and is a great rebounder and has upside to put up close to 20 real life points. She's fine. I have no issues playing her. Maddie, up to 8K, had a great scoring game. I mentioned it before. If she scores well, I mean, the sky's the limit for her. She's going to grab a couple boards, not do much else, but she has a big ceiling. She's going to play big minutes. Just this whole Dallas starting 5, they just play so many minutes because they're so shorthanded, and they don't use anyone off the bench for very, very much time at all. Uzun, 34 minutes, not the best game, but still played 34 minutes. 7,100 is fine, not ideal, but you're paying for the minutes there. Kalani Brown, if you think Big T gets in foul trouble, you can play her. Otherwise, she's going to play 10 to 12 minutes. Not in play in the slightest unless you think Big T gets in foul trouble. Suarez not seeing enough run. Sheldon not seeing enough run. Both of them barely getting any playing time just because the starters are playing so much. Absolutely zero interest in Lou Lopez. She's just not playing at all. She's just DNPing. Moving on to Seattle, Minnesota. On the Seattle side, Jewel Lloyd, 10.4K. Not the best matchup, but I mean, this is what she can do. She has 20 plus real life point upside. If the peripheral stats are there, she can post a big score. She shot 7 of 19 against the Aces last night. No issues paying up for her. She's always low owned, can break any slate that she's on. You're paying up to get different, and I have no issues with that for tournaments. Ezzy, just been insane of late. Scoring in double figures in every game this season but one. Price is really solid at 10-3. I mean, she is just a stock machine. 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 3, 8, 7, 5, 5. Her rebounding and peripheral stats it's an extremely high floor with big upside. Love Ezzy here. She's been incredible this season. Love the steps that she's taken to get better, especially on the offensive end. I love her at 10-3. I can't say enough good things about her. NECA, 10-1. I only saw 28 minutes because she was in foul trouble last night. Shot 4 of 13. Still put up 34 fantasy points. That's what you like to see for someone that's in foul trouble and did not shoot well. Have no issues playing her in tournaments at all. Skylar Diggins-Smith really starting to come on. She looks like she's getting a lot more comfortable with the team. 31, 34, 39, 32, and 41 in the last 5. She's starting to shoot the ball a little bit better, but she always has a decent floor with her assist. She's going to stuff the stat sheet a little bit, and 2 games in the last 5 over 20 real-life points. She has 30-plus real-life point upside, kind of like Lloyd, but not quite the ceiling that Lloyd has, but for $1,000 less. So don't mind her either way. Tournaments, large field or just smaller fields. No interest in Russell. Only played 8 minutes with NECA foul trouble. Negative fantasy points. No interest really in Whitcomb, Horston, or Vivians. They all just kind of take minutes away from each other. Holmes did see 7 minutes with NECA back, so I guess you could take a shot on her if you think there's foul trouble or you think they extend her for something. If she's going to play 7 to 10 minutes at 3,800, I mean, you can take shots on her. I personally probably won't unless I'm playing a bunch of lines. No interest in really anyone else on the team. You just know where the usage is coming from. It's coming from their big four, and the other starter that's out there is really just out there to defend, and that's really all you can say about Seattle. On the Minnesota side, Fee 11-2, another just 50-point fantasy game. She played the entire game. I mentioned it before that it wouldn't shock me if Fee played the entire game. I can't remember if I mentioned it in the YouTube video or on the live stream, but I said I would not be surprised if she played the entire game. She did. This game could also be close. If you remember, opening night, she played 31 minutes, put up 42. This game was double overtime, so she played 44 of a possible 50 and put up 60. So absolutely love Fee at the top. She's shown that she can absolutely pop in this matchup. She's just playing at a ridiculous level right now. The peripheral upside is there. She's one of the best scorers in the WNBA. Just all-around great player. Kayla McBride up to 8,800 coming off of a 40-point game. She continues to shoot the three ball ridiculously well almost every night. This night, 1 of 6. She did not shoot very well. But if she shoots the ball well, I mentioned it before, if she shoots the ball well and grabs the peripheral stats, she has 40-point upside. She did just, in fact, do that. 8,800 is a bit pricey for someone that can be scoring dependent at times, but makes her a great tournament play. Alana Smith, 8,400, coming off a good game. I have no issues with her. She's going to play close to 30 minutes. She's going to stuff the stat sheet. She has a big ceiling of around 40 fantasy points. She's shown it against Seattle in both games. No issues if you land on her. Courtney Williams, they're just not giving her minutes. I was thinking, well, maybe these games, these two were blowouts, and she just got benched for blowouts. This game wasn't a blowout, and she played 19 minutes. And the coach already said that she wasn't very happy with her defense. Then here in this game, she played 23 minutes. She played well when she was out there, but I would only play her if you're playing a bunch of lineups. She will be next to no ownership, but she's just very hard to trust right now. Carrollton played 33 minutes. She's going to play low 30s minutes on an average night. She did not shoot the ball well. If you look back when they played Seattle, she played 26 and 30 minutes, put up 20 fantasy points. She's fine. I think the price is a little steep for her because she's really scoring dependent. Dorka, minutes evaporated. She only played 7, shot 0 of 5. I tend to believe that she just didn't play very well, and that's why she didn't get another rotation. But I would expect her to play around 12 to 15 minutes. She's fine as a bounce-back value candidate, but not someone I'm rushing to play for value. Same with Zandalasini. She saw 7 minutes. I told you she is scoring dependent. If she does not hit her threes, she will bury you. Her minutes vary, so really, really risky value. Heidemann, minutes have went back up a little bit this past game. This is a close game. She played 17 minutes. She shot the ball well and pitched in some peripheral stats. You can play her for value, but her minutes have been really wishy-washy. You never know with Minnesota. They just troll with their rotations so many times. It's so hard to trust. Ipufa, however you say her name, she got 1 rotation, 6 minutes, 1.5 fantasy point. Not for me. Just anymore, the only value I'm going to play is if I know they have a role in the offense or they have a set rotation role. Like, the Minnesota value is really hard to trust. I wouldn't recommend personally playing them, especially if you're only playing one lineup. If you're running a bunch, you can play a few of them, but not someone that you should ever like reach out to play. Last game of the night, Aces Sparks. On the Aces side, Asia Wilson 12-5. Had a down game, shot 8 of 20, and still put up 50. Like, it's ridiculous. I've said everything that I need to say about Asia Wilson. If you have the salary player, if you don't, hope for a floor game that's 50. And she doesn't go off for 70 and absolutely kill you. She did have a floor game against them last time out, 47. You can probably get away with that if you fade her. But just crazy upside. If this game stays close, she's going to play high 30s minutes, and there is not a soul on the Sparks that can stop her. Jackie Young, 9,900, shot 1 of 12 last game. They did mention that she almost missed the Dallas game, but played well in it. And then the game against Seattle, she's still feeling under the weather. She did not play well in it. Only saw 28 minutes, shot 1 of 12. I'm expecting her to bounce back if she's healthy and feels better. Obviously, a great rebound spot here for her. I love targeting players coming off bad shooting games. Price went down, dipped below 10K. She's typically really good at getting peripheral stats. Have no issues playing her for tournaments. Kelsey Plum, 9,500. Great tournament play. She played the entire game last night. Shot 7 of 17. She's just scoring dependent. She's not getting any peripheral stats on a consistent basis. It is what it is. She can pop a slate, though, just with scoring, and it keeps her ownership down. So if you land on her, have no issues playing her whatsoever. Tiffany Hayes, 7K, 21 and 23 minutes. She did not shoot the ball well against Seattle, 1 of 8. But the peripheral stats were there. Don't mind her at 7K. She's shown a decent upside when she's scoring. She can post mid-20s fantasy points for 7K, which is a good ROI for that. Alicia Clark, she's fine as like a filler or last piece in. Not ever someone I'm reaching out to play. Her ceiling, she just doesn't have a good enough ceiling for tournaments. Kia Stokes, a lot of the same. She posted 21.5 fantasy points on 0 points. She just does not shoot the ball much. Her last 5 games, I mean, geez, that's so bad. 0 of 11 in her last 5 games. She has 0 points in her last 5 games. Obviously, the 5 stocks in this last game helped a ton. 5,500. If you're just down there looking for someone that's going to get guaranteed minutes, that's Kia Stokes. Kate Martin, 18 minutes this past timeout. I don't expect her to get that much run with Tiffany Hayes on the team now. She's going to get more run off the bench. Martin got extended because Jackie Young was under the weather. I expect her to play 12 to 14 minutes a night. Probably not pay off 4,900, but value is thin on this slate. There's not a lot of it, and the ones that we do have, they will be pretty popular. So if you land on her, it's fine. Just don't expect too much. No interest in Gus, Cannon, or Colson. Moving on to the Sparks. Wnba, 10-6. One of the most consistent players in the WNBA. She had a great game against the Aces earlier this year in 33 minutes, 46 fantasy points. She's averaging over 40 fantasy points a game, and she put up 46.5 in 31 minutes. They kind of trolled her minutes because she typically plays 36 plus, and she still got there in 31 minutes. Love her at 10-6. If this game was to stay close, it's going to be because of her. Brink, 8-2. If she stays out of foul trouble and pushes 26 to 30 minutes, she's fine. I have no issues playing her if you land on her. She's been really up and down, fine tournament play. As for all these guards, put all their names in a hat and shake it around a whole bunch of times and hope you lose a couple of them. And then pick one out and maybe you'll get it right. Clarendon, I can't pay $6,500 for her. She just has no ceiling scoring the ball, and her peripheral stats have went out the window since her wild triple-double to start the year. It cost me so much money. Nurse, minutes are gone because she just has not shot the ball well. 2 of 10 and 0 of 4 since Lexi and Clarendon returned. So obviously if she starts out slow, they're going to yank her. She has an extremely low floor if her shots aren't falling, with very low minutes. Lexi popped last game, shot 6 of 12, played 27 minutes, 32 fantasy points. I imagine people will chase at 5,900. I don't mind being a part of the people. Value isn't the best. And 5,900, I would expect her to play 20 minutes no matter what, with the potential to play more if she's playing well. McDonald is fine. She's going to play around 20 minutes. 6 assists is nice. I'm not expecting the peripheral stats to be that great on a night-to-night basis. She's scoring dependent most nights. Rakia Jackson's just not been very good the past few games. Minutes were up this last game. Still at about a 0.5 fantasy point per minute player. So not someone I'm really interested in at 5'6". Uru, I was so tilted last night. 11 minutes in the first half, absolutely 0 in the second. And she played well when she was out there. It is what it is. If you think Brink gets in foul trouble, they'll have to play Uru. You can play her for tournaments. Large field, though, I would not play her if I'm only playing one line. Burrell saw 11 minutes. She's fine as a pure punt play. Talbot, 13 minutes, over 10 in 4 of her last 5. She's fine as a pure punt play. Not someone I'll be playing personally. She just doesn't have that much upside, in my opinion. But that's going to do it for the 4 games. But first, I keep forgetting about this. Let's look at Underdog Fantasy. They've been doing these tournaments here where you draft your lineup. It's really fun. I'm really enjoying them. You can do head-to-heads for really any amount of money. I mean, there's some in here for $1,000. Their tournaments are solid. Good ROI if you place well. I'll be in this. I think the first night they did it was Wednesday, and it did not fill. And then I think last night it did. But a lot of fun. I'll be popping in some head-to-heads and in these tournaments if you guys want to do those. But that's going to do it for me today, guys. I really enjoyed the live stream earlier today. Going forward, we will have live streams for every slate that has 2 or more games 30 minutes before lock on the channel. If you guys want to stop by, I'll answer all updated news from the video. Go through team by team again, just a quick rundown, answer as many questions as I can leading up to the slate lock. But if you guys enjoy the content, leave a like. I really appreciate you guys. Hit the subscription, and we'll see you next time.